Everyone, and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen. And if you are new here, then my name's Alexis, and today I want to show you how to make my vegan sweet lemon biscuits. As I just mentioned, today I want to show you how to make these delicious biscuits. These are really easy to do, and I love having biscuits in the house. I personally love a biscuit, so we've always got some in a jar and we are running low, so I thought I'd make these ones today. These are a personal favourite of mine. These are vegan sweet lemon biscuits. So I've made these with vegan butter, but if you don't have vegan butter, don't worry. You can use all unsalted butter or ghee, but these are really quick and simple to do. So I thought I'd share the recipe with you today. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all of my dry ingredients to this large mixing bowl. So in this bowl here, I have 200 grams of oats. I haven't ground them this time. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know I like to grind my oats in a NutriBullet, or if you've got a blender, you can do it in a blender. But this one, I really like them unground. So I've left them like that. And then I've got 100 grams of ground almonds. They came pre-ground. And then I have 100 grams of chickpea flour. You can use ordinary flour if you want to. In this recipe, that I will link in the description box below, I've said to use 100 grams of brown rice flour, but I'm completely out of brown rice flour at the moment, so I've had to improvise a bit, and I'm using chickpea flour for this. It does make it taste slightly different. I'm not the biggest fan of chickpea flour in sweet stuff. I much prefer it in savoury foods, but my cousin seems to really love it, so I'm just going to mix these together. I've made her some chickpea flour biscuits before and she really likes them, so I think it's just a matter of taste, isn't it, really? And then I've got 50 grams of ground flaxseed. This is optional, you can leave this in or you can take it out, whatever really. Ground flaxseed you can buy in the supermarket as well. It's normally like where the dried dates and things are. That's where it is in our supermarket anyway. I'm sure it's similar in yours as well. And then I'm just going to mix all of that together. And then I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of baking powder to this as well. And I'm going to just mix all of these ingredients together until everything is well mixed. So I have a blog with lots of recipes just like this one. It's called Googie's Kitchen Life, and I will link it in the description box below for you. It has over 650 recipes now. So if you want to go check that out, then please do. As I said, I will link it in the description box below for you. And yeah, it's got lots of different recipes on it as well. So it has things like meat dishes, and it has vegan recipes, and it has all sorts of different stuff. So yes, please go check that out. And then I'm going to add in now 200 grams of vegan butter, and I'm using this one. This is called a vegan block, and you can buy this in Sainsbury's or any other supermarket. I think they're starting to bring it in more. I think I've seen it in Tesco's as well. And yeah, it's just an organic, so it's made out of almond butter and coconut. So it's shea butter, coconut butter, rapeseed oil and almond butter, and it's absolutely delicious. And what I've done is I melted it in a pan and I added the brown sugar as well. So I've got 200 grams of vegan butter and 150 grams of brown sugar. Now in the recipe I've said coconut sugar, but you can use brown sugar as well if you want to. So I'm just going to add these ingredients to the bowl as well, like so. And I'm going to mix all of these ingredients together as well. With the vegan butter, you don't have to use vegan butter for this recipe. You could use unsalted butter or ghee. The vegan butter, however, is slightly salty, So if you wanted to add, if you're using ghee or unsalted butter and you wanted to add a little bit of salt, then you could. If you like your biscuits a bit saltier, then that's fine as well. And I'm just going to mix all of this round, and then I'm going to drizzle in the juice and the zest of 1 whole lemon. So I'm just going to drizzle that over the top now, and that really does taste lemony as well. It's delicious. So I'm just going to continue mixing this until everything is well mixed together, and then once it forms like a dough ball in the large mixing bowl, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this out now and make it into biscuits. So I've got some spare chickpea flour which I am going to spread on the base of my board to make sure that the biscuit dough doesn't stick. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a big dough ball of this and I'm going to begin to roll it out. So if I just chuck a bit of that on the top as well. And yeah, I'm just going to roll this out until it becomes about 1/2 centimetre thick. So you'll need to just keep rolling. It may come up a little bit, but just stick it back down. The great thing about this biscuit is it does stick back down. And then I'm just going to cut a biscuit out with my biscuit cutter. I'm going to put that on the spare board, and I'm going to repeat this process until I've used up most of this dough, and then I'll keep using up the rest of this dough as well. So I'm just going to continue doing this now. So I've finished rolling out all of the dough, and I'm going to put these in the fridge now for probably about 20 to 30 minutes, I'd say. And the reason I put them in the fridge is I find that when I refrigerate the biscuit and let them go hard and cold in the fridge, they tend to be a little bit crunchier. When you bake them in the oven, after you bake them, they seem to be a little bit crispier, and you can just break it really nicely. So yes, I'm off to put these in the fridge now. The biscuits are in the fridge. I'm going to preheat my oven to 180 degrees. So the biscuits have been in the fridge for a good half an hour now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer them from the boards onto my Pampered Chef stones. Now if you've watched my videos before, you'll know that I love using stoneware. It's great in the kitchen. If you don't have stoneware, however, you can use a baking tray with a grease-proof piece of paper on top. Or if you've got a baking tray that's like non-stick and you want to use that, then please do. The reason I like to use stoneware is simply because when you put the biscuits on the stone draws out all of the badness from the biscuit and just leaves the goodness. It's not very complicated technology at all. You don't wash these, however, so you just put them under hot water once you've used them. So I can't put any gluten products on these anymore. Well, I did once and I still haven't had a stomachache, so, but I don't really want to risk it now, so yeah. So these will be cooked in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes, but it all depends on your oven and how quick it is at cooking things. So don't quote me on that time. It may take a little less for you, it might take a little more time. But yes, the stones seem to cook this really well as well, and they make them really crispy. Now, Pampered Chef, who were the people who made these originally, have left the UK now, so you can't get these in Europe anymore, I don't think. I think you might be able to get them in Germany, but yeah, you can't get these in the UK. But I'm sure if you look online, if you are interested, then you'll be able to find something similar. But yes, I've now put all of these biscuits onto my baking trays, and I'm going to put these back into the oven, as I said, for about 10 to 15 minutes. And I'll check them after 10 and see how they are. The biscuits are done, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave them to cool on these baking trays for a little while, and then I'm going to transfer them to a cooling rack. So that's how you make my sweet vegan lemon biscuits, and that recipe, as I mentioned earlier, I will link in the description box below for you. I'm off to enjoy one or two of these this afternoon with a nice cup of tea. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon.